Unlimited fam, Big Dave coming back at you. I hope everybody's doing great. I hope you're having a great weekend. It is Sunday, and this is a unique experience today because I am actually conducting our live training for the teen mentoring and parenting program in conjunction with going live for our Facebook family, for our YouTube family. So this will be a unique experience because usually this training session will be pre-recorded and it will actually be part of the mentoring and parenting program. And then we would go on a live session on Sundays with just the people that have subscribe to the mentoring program, and we would do a Q&A there and talk with each other and discuss the month's topic. So we're not doing that really. We're going to record this. It'll be available for all of the members, and it won't be available for everyone else, unfortunately, but it's available right now. And the topic that we're going to be discussing is cyberbullying. And there was something that actually prompted me to want to do this, to go live, to make sure that we were spreading some education and some tidbits of information that you can make applicable in your life, in your teen's life, or the teens that you're mentoring's lives right now today. Because there's an epidemic. And it's sad to know that there are parents out there that are burying their children. That's sad to me, extremely sad. So I wanted to make sure that I offer this training session to everyone to help educate as well as inspire and motivate parents and mentors to make sure that you never have to bury a child. That should just never be. It makes no sense. And the truth is, it's just preventable. It's just preventable. So before we get into the training, and I promise I won't let this go more than 30 minutes. We will only go 30 minutes. And then I'll give priority to everyone that's on the Zoom session that's a paid member for their questions and answers. And I'll answer that in the chat in Zoom or here live as we speak. So look, there are some things that parents and mentors can do to ensure that their teenagers are succeeding in life, are not being cyberbullied, and are not going down the route of being so isolated, so depressed, to where they feel as though the only thing that could be better is to end their life. And I'll share a quick story with you. I worked with a guy, I was stationed with a guy that lost his teenage daughter to suicide. And I can't imagine what that would feel like for a parent. To me, the most unnatural thing in this world is to bury a child. Your parents are supposed to pass away, obviously not from suicide, but they're supposed to pass away. There's something natural about that order. There's nothing natural about burying a child. So my heart goes out to anyone that has buried a child. And if you buried a child because he or she decided to end his or her life, my heart especially goes out to you because, look, let's call a spade a spade. You can't help but to feel guilty. And I hope that I'm not triggering anything for anyone. But the truth is, you can't help but to feel guilty. It's just a sad truth. And so right now, we're going to talk a little bit about some signs, what you can look for, and then what you can do. And surprisingly, what you can do is so simplistic. Actually, I'll unveil it now. We won't go through the entire training slides. You'll see me shift over. You'll see me look over at my other laptop as I'm engaging with the Zoom, the members of the mentoring and parenting program. But I'll unveil right now what you can do to prevent any child from committing suicide, especially feeling as though he or she needs to because they've been bullied to the point of no return. And that's to be a friend to your teen. We, unfortunately, as parents, and I did it myself, want to be the parent, right? We're the parent. You look up to me and you do as I say. But there is a point in a child's life where that doesn't work anymore. And actually, most of my training sessions are pretty much that, is reprogramming the parents or the mentors' minds in order to understand that the teenagers that they have or that they're working with struggle for autonomy. They want to be independent. They want to be their own person. And so the more you don't let that happen, the more you fight that, the worse your relationship will be with your teen or the teen that you're working with. And that's just a fact. And unfortunately, we as parents really do feel like we own our kids. Like they're a cell phone. We feel like we own them, and nothing could be farther from the truth. You don't own your children. You want what's in their best interest, and that's it. And so everything you're doing should be about that. Your interactions with them should be as a friend. Of course, you're their parent. Of course, you're providing for them. Of course, you want their best interest in mind, but you have to do that while being their friend. Otherwise, you will lose the connection that you're supposed to have and that you want to have with your team. Okay? And I'm not saying friend, buddy, go make TikTok videos all the time with them, which there's actually nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying want to go out to the club, the teen club or something with them. I'm not saying that. There's boundaries between a parent in teens friendship or a mentor in teens friendship, but being their friend will go a long way. Being there for them and helping them through the struggles of life. Because boy, being a teenager, and you can remember if you're a parent, being a teenager was hard. Your hormones are going up and down. Your brain doesn't work right. Your prefrontal cortex doesn't reason correctly. You don't know what the heck is really going on. Young girls are developing. All of a sudden, they're getting attention that they certainly didn't want. So there's a lot going on with a teenager that is out of their control. 100% out of their control. Being a young man and all of a sudden your hormones are going and then you get an erection in class. The heck? You can't even get up. Imagine that. You remember, you just forget a little bit, but you do remember what it's like to be a teenager. So, what you don't know And what you don't remember is what it's like to be a teenager in 2021. We, most likely, if you're sitting here and you have teenagers, did not have a cell phone in our hand 24/7. This technology didn't exist. Cyberbullying didn't exist. Bullying in school did, but cyberbullying certainly did not. And so that's what I want to shift a little bit over the next 15, 20 minutes. I want us to shift into talking about specifically cyberbullying, recognizing some of the signs, as well as what to do. And I want to throw some statistics out as well. So at this point, what I'm going to do is share both screens here. So give me a half a sec. I'm going to share and I want us to talk a little bit about some of the statistics that we see around cyberbullying. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about why those statistics are even statistics. Because as you'll see, a lot of this is going to be very preventable. All right. So the first statistic, and it's not on here as the first one, but the first statistic that actually was pretty alarming is 50% of teenagers, actually junior high school through high school, young men and women, will not share it with their parent if they're being cyberbullied or bullied at school. 1 in 5 high school students reported being bullied on school property in the last year. 1 out of 5. So every 5 kids that you lay your eyes on, 1 of them has been bullied over the last year. Bullying in schools happen once a week in 14% of the schools in the United States. And remember, these statistics that you're going to see and that we're going to talk about are all in the United States. Not that bullying doesn't happen in other countries and other places. And I actually go into some of the why in depth in the training program. So if you're not part of if you don't have a membership in the training program, get one so you can see some of that. But some of this is the hard-hitting, some of these statistics are the hard-hitting ones. Reports of cyberbullying are highest amongst middle school, 33%, followed by high school, closely followed by high school. So 33%. Can you imagine 33 out of 100 young men and young women are being bullied online? And over half of adolescents and teens have been bullied online, and about the same number have engaged in cyberbullying. So that means that half of the kids that you know have been bullied online, and the other half may be doing the bullying. Where do we go with this? Where do we go with all of these statistics? We talked about only over half of the young people will not even tell their parents or an adult that they're being bullied. So where where do we go with this? Where do we go with these statistics? Where do we go with these numbers? Why do they even exist? Is pretty much what I'd like to know. Is why are these numbers there? And so the truth is, like I unveiled before, we're owning our kids instead of being their friends, instead of trying to understand or empathize with them or sympathize with them. We're also saying that, well, you know what? It's just online. Don't worry about it. It's nobody. You don't even know that person. Don't worry about it. And unfortunately, this is the wrong answer. This is not the answer that your teen wants to hear. And this is certainly not the answer that makes any positive impact into the situation whatsoever, right? Your teen doesn't want to hear, just ignore it. Especially since cyberbullying can lead into cyber threats of violence. It also leads into a breach of someone's personal space, their confidentiality. It can lead to conversations that are being unveiled that he or she didn't want other classmates to hear or see, as well as photos, unfortunately, that may be revealing. So you got to understand that it's not just some anonymous person online that's saying, hey, you're ugly. Although those things happen and they're impactful. But the more impactful thing is when it's somebody that they know that got their cell phone and forwarded a bunch of messages or photos, or snapped a compromising photo and sent it to a bunch of friends at school. And unfortunately, those things happen, and they can be detrimental to a young person's psyche. And so we have to acknowledge that, and we have to do something about that. So what do we do as parents, as mentors? What do you do if you notice that your young person is depressed, is hiding their phone or their laptop or computer? If you notice that every time they get on social media or their phone or something, they're upset, they're hurt, remember, most won't even talk to you about what's going on. You have to create an atmosphere to allow them to feel like they should talk to you, that they can talk to you, that they want to talk to you. You have to create that atmosphere. You have to have that type of relationship with the young person that you're working with or your own kids, to where they go, you know what? Somebody just snapped a photo of me. Somebody just hacked my phone. Somebody just stole my phone and forwarded a bunch of messages. And I want to let my mom or my dad or my mentor know that I'm having a rough time of it right now because this happened. They should want to come to you. But you have to create that atmosphere, right? You have to create the feeling within them that they can come to a person that's going to be open and objective with them, that they can come to you and you be a voice of reason for them. And that is the biggest deal for them to actually be able to feel like they can come to you as a parent, right? That they can come to you as a parent. So let me go back to one of the slides in the mentoring program here. And I want to talk about some signs to look for to see if your kid is being bullied. So we're going to look for some behavior changes in your teen. Bear with me a half a sec, you guys. I'm switching between two sources here. I'm going between two laptops, but we got this. We're going. I'm going to share this screen. I think it's really important to be able to see some text, and that's why I'm doing this as well, so we can see some of these are the training slides that I have for the mentoring program that all the mentors and parents get. So identifying behavior in your teen that's being bullied, your child is suddenly spending a lot more time or less time texting, gaming, using social networking sites. Now we're looking for rapid change. Something happened that made them go, you know what, I hate Facebook. Or something happened and they go, you know what, somebody posted something on Facebook and now I'm going to keep responding and keep defending myself online. And we talked about this one, the second one. After texting or being online, he or she seems withdrawn or upset or outraged. I think this is one of the biggest indicators, and you have to look for changes in your teen's behavior, okay? You have to see, and you got to be around to notice these things. You have to talk to them. You have to be their friend to notice these things. Your child asks to have a social media or online account shut down. That's a huge indicator that, you know what, something's going on there and they're like, I'm tired of it. Not always, but a lot of times. He or she suddenly avoids formerly enjoyable social situations, blocking, if they're blocking numbers, email addresses. If all of a sudden you see a lot of, or hear a lot of bling, 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 or a lot of texts or messages are coming through on their phone or their laptop, that could be an indicator. Acting frustrated and impatient or acting out more. And again, these aren't 100% only attributed to being bullied or cyberbullied. There's other reasons as well that, you know, your young person can be acting out more. But the key, no matter what, is to have a conversation with him or her and to actually engage as a friend, not just as a parent, as a person that cares. Strangers opening up social media accounts in your teen's name, right? All of a sudden, they have a bunch of Facebook or Instagram or TikTok accounts, and all of a sudden they're just constantly being bombarded by themselves, you know, people that are catfishing them. That's another huge indicator. So these are signs to look for. These are things that you definitely want to look for, and you want to make sure that, again, you're having a conversation with him or her, right? There's no way around that. I can't emphasize that enough. You have to be engaged with your young person. So the third part of this, and we'll wrap it up pretty soon, is how the heck do I get engaged with my teen? Boy, look, I think a lot of parents are overcomplicating their level of engagement, their level of involvement with their young person. You care about them. You're the person that brought them into this world, or you're the person that decided you're going to volunteer to help them. So nonetheless, you care about them. I find that a lot of times you just have to show that. Not yell it, not scream it, not be all pissed off about it. You just have to show that consistently. Hey, I care about what you're thinking, what you're going through. You can talk to me about it. And you'll find that a lot of times your young person will open up to you and let you in when they know that you care, when they know that they could just talk with you, that you're not constantly giving advice. My daughter is 26 years old now, and I'm full of advice. All of her life, I'm full of advice. And I'm typically full of very good advice. But there are times where I have said to my daughter, all right, sweetheart, are you looking for advice, or you just want to talk? Dad, I just want to talk. I don't want your advice right now. Gotcha. And I'm not pissed off about that. I'm not disappointed about that. Nothing. She wants an ear. She wants a shoulder. She wants to vent. And that's healthy. And so do you as an adult. It's so ironic that we, as adults, treat our young people like they're not human, like they're totally different. And we forget how we felt when we were teens. And there's not a huge difference in the way they feel and the way we feel. Maybe their triggers are going to be a little different, like cell phones, like social media, right? And like dopamine hits every time they get a like, which is a whole different topic. But being there for them, making sure that they understand that they have a friend, and that you're not going to constantly give them advice about everything under the sun that has to do with their life. They want to be able to fail. Your job is to pick them up when they do and ensure that they don't stay down, and ensure when they do fail that they learn something from the failure. That's your job. Actually, that's part of the goal setting module that we had last month. We talked about failure and how to help your teens set goals. And it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal to be able to help them set goals and achieve goals and fail and realize that failure is not permanent. So anyways, with that, I also wanted to say a couple more things. One is the ball is in your court as a mentor or as a parent to ensure that you are reaching out to your team, that you're engaging with your team, that you are doing things with your team, taking them to social events and talking with them, not to them, with them. Imagine that. You can actually talk with your child, with your teen, with the teen that you're mentoring, not at them, with them. There's a huge difference between the two. If you can't realize what the difference is, if you need some help realizing what the difference is, you can go sign up for my program, or you can contact me and book a one-on-one session, a few one-on-one sessions if you'd like, and we'll figure that out together. The last thing is, if your teen is gay, bi, part of the LGBTQ community, he or she is at risk of being bullied by an increased rate of 40%, okay? 40% compared to any other kids. So if your kid is gay, if your kid is introverted or timid, if your kid is Black, they are statistically at more of a risk of being bullied. Statistically, okay? CDC statistics. So If you are a parent of a young man that decided that he is gay, if you are the parent of a young woman that is very shy, very timid, if you are the parent or mentor of a young man that is Black, know that they are more at risk of being bullied. So you're going to need to look out for those signs. You're going to need to ensure that you're cognizant, that you're thinking about these things, and that you're engaged with them. Okay, engaged with them so you can see the signs when they come up. Because again, as we said, the last thing any parent should do is bury a child. With that, I'm not as animated as I usually am. I'm not as fun or exciting as I usually am, but this topic doesn't warrant animation or fun and exciting Sensei Dave. It warrants serious talk because this is serious business. Raising your kids is serious business, and you should take it seriously. And you should invest, my goodness, invest. I mean, this program is $150. I'm going to raise it soon. I'm going to triple it actually soon. And so if you can spend $150 on your teen, which the truth is you're going to spend far more than that and have, spend a little bit of money on educating yourself so you can better educate your teen. Last month was fun. Last month was on goal setting. Oh, love it, love it, love it. I love goal setting. And we just crushed it. We had fun last month. All right. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. If you are a member of the mentoring and parenting program, you're going to have this. If you're watching live, you're going to have this in the member section so you can watch it, so you can watch it with your teen, which I definitely do advise, and it'll be available for you lifetime. And if you're not part of the member area, go on and go sign up. The URL is down at the bottom, goupna.net. Don't forget next Saturday, the 5th of June at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to have the Why Me, My Fight for Life virtual book tour. We got a lot of people doing a lot of great stuff that's going to be involved with the book tour. We got music, we have testimonials, we have some reading, we have a lot of good fun stuff. So make sure you tune in, make sure you go sign up. The registration for the book tour is whyme.upna.net. whyme.upna.net. Don't type www, don't type anything, type whyme.upna.net. Okay, love you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week. Go connect with your teen today. Go do something lovely with him or her. They deserve it. Peace.